It's kit unboxing day. So, hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and the craft/dining room. I've got the brand new Simon Says Stamp kit. I'm gonna make 4 cards. Who knows what will shake out? I actually do know because I already did that part and then I do the intros after. The suspense, it's killing ya. I love how the cards turned out, and today is a first for me. There's no boops. Sometimes you gotta save the boop. Hashtag save the boop. I will have time links in the description below if you want to jump around from card to card, including the unboxing itself, and then we'll get into the card makes. Stick around to see how everything shakes out. My unboxing and card makes are coming up next. Commence the unboxing. Ooh, hello, yellow. All right, let's take everything out here. Let's take a look. And what do we have to start with today? We have Stickles Glitter Gel. What color is this? It's called Starshine. Ooh, that's a very summery, happy little shiny thing. Interesting. Love it. And we have a pouch. Love getting pouch. I have these now in many colors. And these are so great for keeping your kit contents in, right? They're really nice. This cute little yellow friend here with the little paw pull and the little logo tab. Very cute. Okay, I'm going to reach in and pull out the sheet first, because I don't know what this is called. Happiest Wishes. Okay, let's pull this out. Ooh. Everything out? Nope, there's still something in there, isn't there? Of course, the sucker. So let's see what we have here. I am going to flip the stamps. Oh, you just got a peek. I'm going to flip the stamps because, you know, I like to keep it a surprise. But look at this. You get 6 holographic A2 envelopes. Look at that funky goodness. Oh my gosh. That, I mean, you stick a white label on there. You know it's a fun thing to do? Use your shaped dies to create mail labels for funky envelopes. That is fantastic. All right, so we have those. I'm going to flip you. Oh, what? Okay. You are going to get the Simon Says Stamp, Pawsitively Everything T-square ruler as part of the kit. This is a ruler, and I'm not just saying this because I love it, but about, I don't know, year and a half ago, maybe longer, I emailed Simon, who I do design products for, and I said, you know what would be really great? Could we just do a small T-square ruler? Because I have this friend, and it's often just more than I need. And they said yes. So I didn't design it. I had nothing to do with that. I just said, can you make one? And now, if you don't already have this, you are going to get this in your kit. That's amazing. I do have one already, and I have been using the heck out of this thing. So if you don't have it, you're going to love it. It's got this cool lip. It's so that you can pop up against things. And if you do have one already, well, then you're going to get another one. And I think that is so cool. This pattern paper is from Paper Rose, and it's called Sunny Days. So let's look at these. Oh, that's really cute. Look at this sort of, it looks like it's on watercolor paper. That is very sweet. Oh, cute little bunnies and foxes and other forest critters. This little friend could be all cut apart for different parts of a card. Cut your own ephemera. Oh, that's actually really sweet. Love it. Oh, the bunnies. Hello. Come play with us. Actually, that made me sound like I was in The Shining. Come play with us forever. But that's actually very cute. That is adorable. Oh, that's really pretty. Oh, and I love a wood. Love the wood. Love the balloons. Oh, that's beautiful too. Look at that watercolor goodness. That's very pretty. And then all of these little friends could be cut apart and become greetings on your card. And same with the back. These could all be cut apart. That is really fun. So that's from Paper Rose, and it's called Sunny Days. Let's see, what is this? Scripty, Big Hugs. Oh, let's pull this out because this is a 4x9 stencil. Oh, that's actually beautiful. Look at that. Look at that funky sun. I love it. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I've never done anything with a face stencil sun friend before, so we'll do that. Now let's look at Happiest Wishes. And I would assume there are dies for this, so if you don't like fussy cutting, let's see what we have. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, now I want the dies instantly. Look at how cute the critters are. Oh my gosh, that looks like Christina Warner designed this. That's my guess. Floating by to say, happy birthday, you're invited to a party. Let's celebrate you, the clouds, the sweet little greetings. That is adorable. And I think many of you, like me, probably the card you need the most is birthday. That is an absolutely adorable set. But also, just love you, hey you. I mean, this can just be a little greeting, right? It doesn't have to be birthday. That is ridiculously cute. Let's look at what else we have here. We have our cardstock. And our cardstock in this kit is, we're going to get 1 sheet of lipstick red. Oh, that's fun. And look at that. It's already going to look great with that. Lipstick red, 100 pound. You're going to get a green leaf, also in the 100 pound. You're going to get a sheet of Nina Solar White Classic Crest, also in the 100 pound, which is my go-to for card bases. And then we are going to get a sheet of the Simon Says Stamp Microdots Adhesive Sheet. Now, I haven't used this yet, but it is an adhesive sheet, so we're gonna have to see how it works. I know today I will be doing some fussy cutting for sure because these little friends, oh my goodness, they're just so sweet. And then look at this, you know, the big hugs. So that is a look at the Happiest Wishes kit. I think this is an amazing assortment of products. So excited about the ruler. I'm going to let all of this goodness simmer into my brain before I make my cards today because I think there's just so much you can do. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but as you know, stick around. I always forget to bring the things that I set off to the side back in. We have our Stickles and we have our pouch, but I actually just got, I just got an idea. It may or may not work. Okay, friends, this could be fun. Got to let everything simmer and then the card making shall commence. Let's get started with the first card. I have an idea. Now, I don't know if this idea is going to work or not, but I think, here's the thing. I know that I could make a slimline right with this. That's what's kind of cool about this particular stencil is you can go, you can make a slimline, right? A regular. But what I want to try to do is I have an idea, and it might be up a little, right? But the first thing I want to do is create a background because I think I'm going to stencil on some of the Stickles, but I want there to be a colorful background first. I like to put a piece of the media grip mat down these days because then I can pop this on and this doesn't slide. What I love about this stuff is that, well, let's see, let's try to get it straight so it's visually, that's fine. It's as good as it's going to get. Actually, that has some schmutz on it. There we go. It's going to stop my paper from sliding around and kind of love that too. Okay, just makes blending easier. And I'm not doing anything heroic. I want this to be a light at the top, right? And we're going to work our way down. I just wanted something warm, and I think this will be nice. I think this will be nice. I'm going to bring in Peachy, another color here. Okay. My goodness, I'm feeling the, what is the muscle in your upper, below your elbow? Getting blender arm. But this is fine. I just want to make a very simple background. And I'm going to use Lemonade next. I have a set of these Simon Says Stamp brushes that Well, actually, I have 2 sets. I have 2 sets now. Well, if I'm being honest, I have 3, but that's a story for another day. I use 1 set for dye inks. So the Simon Says Stamp Pawsitively saturated inks are basically a dye ink, and I also use these brushes for distress if I'm using distress regular formula. But I do have a set that I use for distress oxides or pigment inks. And really, distress oxides are the closest thing I have to pigment ink. I really don't have much in the way of the pigments. Okay, I'm getting you there. I might come back in a little more up top too, because remember, we're just creating a background. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, sunbeam, wrong brush. Just creating a background. All right, we're deepening it here at the bottom. All right, darken up at the top with melon. I'm not going to worry about cleaning my brush. It's going to be fine. But see how the grip mat just holds that in place and I don't have to worry? Love that. All right, definitely darkening that up. I thought about cutting this beforehand, but you know what? I'm going to roll the dice and I'm going to wait until it's completely dry. Now, here's what I like to do. If I'm getting something really messy, I like to do it on some of this kind of, I guess I call it cheap copy paper. I want to get a little piece of tape, and just so we can pop this behind, okay? So that once I place my stencil, this will stay in place very nicely. You know, I think I'm gonna just have the sun be a little bit up, but I am gonna use the edge here, like that, just to nicely line it up, right? Because then I know that's straight. I like to use more of a masking tape, like this honeybee tape, okay? Or Post-it notes would work great too, because they will protect and lift up really easily. Open that up. Oh, there we go. Opened right up. And I also have a damp paper towel right off to the side so that I can, you know, kind of mix it up. So always kind of stir this stuff up when you first get it, any kind of medium, because you want it to be, you know, nice and creamy. And let's take some out. That's way too much, but you know what? We are going to spread it. We are going to spread it like creamery butter. So let's just start at the top. Let's just spread some on like this. Sometimes I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing when I'm doing mediums like this, because you just don't know, right? You don't know until it's done. Now, the nice thing about the Simon Says Stamp inks, they're water reactive. So sometimes I feel like even when you get like something like this has liquid. So it's also going to, well, I don't know if it has liquid, but it's going to create a cool effect. But you just want to make sure you cover every single area like that. Okay. I think it transferred. Big chunky glitter. I am going to do that and that just because there's a little there. I'm going to quickly wipe this off. I want to lift this straight up, right, so that everything is going to be good to go. Okay, let's get all those pieces up. It's kind of nice how they come up together. I'm going to lift straight up, okay, and let's see what we got. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm feeling it. All right, it's not picking up the coolness of this, but look at that. I actually thought, oh, I missed some. No, that's the stencil. The stencil has breaks for the rays. So now I'm going to let this dry completely because I don't want to do anything with it. In fact, I don't know how much I'm going to trim it down, but probably a little bit, just a little bit here, okay? And I'm going to start working on a nice, warm, sunny greeting. So I want to show you something kind of cool. I have never used these Microdot sheets, but it dawned on me, if I'm gluing and stacking things together, betcha anything, if you reveal, right, some of these, you can take, oh, let's get on the right side there, take your dies, right, or die cuts, pop them on like that. And then I'm just going to rub over them. In fact, I'm even going to burnish a little, I think, like that. And maybe I'll cut it so I don't forget what I've used. That's probably smart. And cut. Now, I've never tried this, but this could be a really easy way to glue together die cuts. Now, we have placed stickiness on the back, so let's grab my sticky friend here. Picking it up now. Oh, careful. It's very sticky. Now I can go like that. I can come in here and glue one more layer right on like that. And look at that. It actually works. That's kind of cool. So again, you can use spray glue, you can use other glues, but you can also use this little friend. And if there's any little, little sticky glue hairs that stick around, just do that. That's cool. I have let this dry for about an hour. I just went and did some laundry and ran a couple errands, but now look at that. Look at that beautiful shine. I'm actually going to cut this out with one of my panel dies because, well, not that one, because I like the fact that when I use a panel die, it's going to also kind of flatten my piece out. And I'll go run this through my Gemini Junior off camera. That really helps to flatten this out. I'm going to take the backers off. Just like that. Trying to get the placement just so. Okay, so you go there. Just going to hold that down for a second. Our little loop-de-doos are kind of meeting up like that. Isn't that cute? I like that. Press. And then we're going to build up the tittles right on the piece itself, because there's just no way I could stack these little friends. I mean, look, they're so tiny, but I can pick one up, place it. And even though that has a tiny bit, I'm going to put a little glue on top of that. And we are going to stack those tittles for dimension. Pick you up. Stack. And one more. I'm going to let the glue sit just for a second, right, before we move on. And dot like that. Oh! Now look at this. It's just very cool looking. Like, this is almost a clean and simple card, right? Except we did a lot of things with it. And I love the shine. I don't even think I'm going to put anything else on this because I don't want to take away from the subtleness of that cool shine. So that is our first finished card. For the second card, I'm going to create something very simple with the patterned paper. Now, I forgot to have my mic on while I was recording this segment, so if my voice sounds a little different, well, it's because I'm using a standalone mic. Let's continue. I'm going to stamp down a few greetings from the stamp set using some Simon Says Stamp Intense Black. This is a wonderful inky black, and I will be using it later in the video as well. But we're going to take our stamp press here and transfer the ink, just like that. And the beauty of the Misty, I'm going to stamp it one more time in the same spot. Give that a nice press. Now, even though there are coordinating dies, I don't have them. So I'm going to have to do a little fussy cutting, and I'm going to do that off camera. It's something I just need to do slowly and really concentrate. But I want to show you this little tip. After you cut, if you have any janky edges, take a bone folder, flip the piece over, and just go over the edges. It really does help to smooth things out. Now I'm cutting a little piece of the pattern paper, just a small segment for this card, and I'm going to try to figure out what the actual design is going to be. And I don't know why I got a really janky cut on that. Sometimes if I'm not standing when I cut, I don't get a good cut with my paper trimmer, but I thought this would look really cool matted with some of the lipstick cardstock. So I cut that down, and while I was thinking, I thought I'm going to stamp this happy birthday in Versamark and emboss in white just to have another option. I thought that would be kind of cool. So I did that off camera. And now I'm just adding a little dot runner. Sorry, cute bunnies, we have to put you in your place. And I'm matting this down onto the panel. Just like that. Just so simple, right? Then it was time to trim. Now I'm trimming this down. I thought I was trimming it at 5.5 because that's the height of a USA 2. And as soon as I placed it down, I was like, oh, Cathy, what are you doing? But sometimes if you just slow down, you come up with a solution. Now I thought that the red happy birthday greeting looked great, right? So all I needed to do was cut my piece in half. Then I create a gap, right? And then the gap gets filled in with the greeting. Day is saved. Sometimes I amaze myself when I solve problems like this. Card making makes me feel smart. All right, popping this down on the card front. And this card front is the Nina Solar White, right? And it's 5.5 tall by 4.25 wide. Well, here I brought in the T-square to perfectly line up top to bottom. Not that it was that hard to do, but hey, that T-square, I promise you, is going to become your best friend. It's a great little tool. I've got a few foam squares on the back here, and I'm just covering up the gap like it was never there and nobody knows, except, well, you and me. I'm not adding anything else to this card. I love how clean this is just by itself. And you grab one of those holographic envelopes, and you have a gorgeous birthday card to send. For the next card, I am going to get ambitious and create a scene with some masking. So this is not something I have done a ton of, but have some ideas, and I'm going to give this a try. But I want to make sure that I create a panel that is going to work with the floating. I actually love that relationship. So I'm going to take my kitty, and the first thing I'm going to stamp is kitty and balloon. Okay, so let's reposition the cardstock. Give that a nice little rub down. Again, I'll stamp with Simon Intense Black. Okay, like that. Bring it down and stamp. I think I'll hit it one more. Oh, that looks really good though. Isn't that so cute? Oh my goodness. And press. So that looks great. And what I need to do next is I need to pop a piece of masking paper in here. I always keep my masking magic together just for this very reason, so that I can easily stamp on a piece like this. And this stamp doesn't have to be great. I'm just going to go like that. Okay. Pull that up, and now I have stamped a mask. I'm still going to just leave this friend in place for right now. I'm done with this. Yeah, I'm done with this now. Let me go ahead and cut out my mask really quickly off camera. Sometimes I think this is a little easier to cut out because you really are just trying to trace an outline. So let me do this, and then we'll place the mask down. One thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the balloon separate from the kitty. That way I can figure out, I may still cut that out, but this just makes it a little easier to just, cut this friend out, and I will put this over. Oh, come on now. The balloon. And I don't even think, I don't need that string. So let's just cut that off like that. Now, I'll just peel it back a little. It's usually, there we go. All right. So now, and sometimes when I'm placing, I've got things everywhere here. I'll just kind of turn so I can really position where I want it to be. And then it will line up right on where I have already stamped. This little cloud, where would it look cute? Because I want this to seem like he's up pretty high. The cloud's behind. Again, I want to bring in that greeting so I kind of have a position here like that. Move you. Pick this up. And now I can do a simply colored friend, and I think we're going to be fine. All right, let's go like that. This is kind of like Masking Basics 101. That actually looks really good. I think I'll just do a light tap down. You really just want to pay attention to where the mask is to really make sure that impression is good to go. All right, cloud is in place. And I can save this mask too, but now it looks like the balloon is in front of the cloud. Rather than talk you through my coloring, I'm going to speed this up and turn on a little bit of music, and we're going to plow through. Ready? I'm going to stamp the greeting now, and I think that looks nice and straight. So I'm going to pick this up. This is something I don't do very often, and I think this would add just a little extra. I'm going to powder this up with my anti-static powder just to remove static and oil. Then I'm going to stamp this with the intense black ink, but then really quickly, I'm going to throw some powder on it, clear powder, to create a lovely little shiny friend. So let's see if we can do this very quickly. Okay, stamp. Oh, that looks so good. Give it one more, like that. Stamp it. I'm just gonna hold that in place while I grab my folded piece of paper so that I can take clear fine detail powder. While it's still just a little tacky, just going to pour it on like this, which will give that just ever so slightly. See how it looks a little, what's the word? Foggy, a little foggy there. Well, that's going to look great when we emboss it. So most of that off. Sure, that looks great. Look at that, super inky. And now, though it's hard to see, let's see if we can get that in there. There's just a little shine to that little friend. Oh, I cannot get the camera to pick it up, but it looks so good. We are going to trim this panel down. Take the second one down. This is what I love about these dies, is they help you kind of determine your crops. And I love being able to do that. Oh, I kind of like coming in right there. All right. I'm going to go cut this out using my Gemini Junior, and then we'll move on. Okay, very excited about this discovery. I created a red note card from lipstick, right? I think this is super cute. So we're going to pop this down. And then I started looking around the table, and wait till you see the way we're going to finish it, because I think it's what's missing. So let's get this lined up. I love seeing all that glorious background cardstock there. Like that. Oh yeah, look at that big framing margin space. And this has the nice texture. And sure, my balloon coloring is not the greatest in the land, but I decided to bring this friend back in. And look at that. That is literally what was missing. How cute is that to break out of the plain, more black and white? I don't know if I want it to be up any higher, but I love this. So let's take the backers off. Just a few foam squares, and we're going to position that right where we want it. And I just think that is very cute. It adds a little element of whimsy and surprise. And we're just popping it right there. Oh, I love it. And that is the finished card project. So anytime I do any coloring, and believe me, clouds aren't my thing. I don't know if it should be blue. Maybe I'll spend more time off camera doing a little more coloring, but I really like how this turned out. And actually I could make the whole, well, you know what? We're just going to walk away, but I love the composition. Okay, next card. One quick thing I just did. I took a colorless blender and kind of just went over like this, over that blue to kind of soften it a bit. And I actually like the look of that better. So it just kind of softens it and makes it look far like it's kind of bleeding into or fading into white. So I think that's an improvement. I'm still learning. Okay, now we're moving on. I have an idea for the simplest card yet. We're going to stamp a greeting right onto this paper and then trim that down. So let me grab my Misty. I'm actually going to use my larger Misty tool today. Sometimes I just recently picked up a mini, but if you were only going to get one, I would say get the larger, because for something like this, you can pop a piece of 6x6 paper in and it's going to be golden. So there's a couple greetings actually that would work here. You could do a let's celebrate you. Oh, that's cute. Or you're invited to a party. How cute would that be for a party invite? I realize you can't do multiples of that. I think either would look very cute to make a little birthday card. But I feel like you're invited to a party is just spatially really nice. And this is it. Like sometimes if you get a really great piece of pattern paper, right, you can do something like this. Now check this out. Check out this ruler. You can actually use it on your Misty. You can put it right to the edge. And then you can line this up. Make sure your greeting is straight. And pick it up with the Misty door. And the greeting comes right up with it. I'm going to take a little embossing anti-static powder. Just kind of get some out there onto the paper. Let's go ahead and ink up the stamp with a little Versamark. Bring it down and transfer the ink. Might even do it one extra time just to get a really good coverage on here, and it should stamp right there. Pick this up, just move this out of the way for a second. Bring in my piece of paper here, and I'll just hold this. And then I'm just going to sprinkle on some Simon Says Stamp Ultra Fine Antique Gold Powder. This is a really beautiful embossing powder. It's very warm, and I thought it would look very nice on here. All right, so let's see. Let that sit for a second. See, we're sacrificing one side, but we're going to get that cute greeting here. So sometimes when I'm doing patterned paper or a flimsier paper that isn't quite the weight of a cardstock, I will bring in my Pawsitively Everything tool. I have several in multiple colors because this just supports your piece while you heat emboss. All right. Do a little on that side just to kind of flatten it out. And now, look at how cute that is. As if I could ever color like that, but look at how sweet. Oh my goodness. Let me get a die and figure out the crop. So here's the cool thing. We could go a crop like that, where we get a little bit of the branches in, or a crop like that, where we get more of the scene in. But what I don't love is that there's only going to be a little branch there. So let me see if I could do it in a smaller crop, just like, yes, just below that leaf. I think that's going to be really cute. I'm going to tape this into place, and I'll go ahead and run that through my die cut machine. I wanted to create a very simple mat, so I cut a piece just a little bit so there'd be a little gold mat here, and then I cut the inside out. Hello. Mostly so I could save that little scrap of paper. Although sometimes I do go all in, but I think I can make this feel a little bit firmer with foam tape. So let's see if I can, this is not my forte, lining up layers. I'm trying to channel my inner Gina K right now, but actually, oh, that's actually good. See how I just have the little bit of gold here? I'm going to put some foam tape on the back, which is going to help to keep this a little more solid and a little flatter here. So let's pop that there and pop this here. Anytime you have a pattern paper that has a scene waiting for you, like I said, coloring is not really my forte. It's also not like my favorite thing to do. So something like this, looking for that silver lining, it's pretty cool. All right, let's tape my card base closed. And this is the cardstock from the kit. It's the green leaf. So let's zoom in here. So now we'll just take the tape off the back. It looks a little suspicious on the back side, but when we flip it over, it's going to be great. Got to pull you just a little off to the side where I can see. My whole camera setup is a little wonky these days. Press. Oh, I think this is, this just looks like a fancy card that I may have even picked up at a store. You know what I mean? And I say that because it looks so finished. That is so simple. That's one greeting. And again, I'm not really feeling sequins right now on these. I just feel like this in and of itself is such a simple, sweet card with a little shine. I guess I could put a little. Let me see what sequins would look like. You know, sometimes you place some sequins and I don't love it. I don't love it. So guess what? We're going to just put you off. I know it seems so wild that I'm not sequining it up, but I think this in and of itself with the little gold border and the green base, I think that is done just as is. So here are my finished cards for today's unboxing. And I think this marks a first for me in that I didn't use a sequin on any of them. But sometimes I think that's okay. I really love how these turned out. Look at the surprise shine on this. Like it looks kind of flat and you're not sure what's happening, but as soon as you catch the shimmer, because it's almost got like a yellow holographic feel. So that's pretty fun. I love how simple this design is. Don't overlook just the simple strip of any pattern paper, mat it with a coordinating color, pop a simple greeting on in the center, and you've got a wonderful birthday card. And I didn't stamp greetings on the insides of any. Of course, there's so many cute greetings on the inside. All of these little sub greetings would be wonderful inside of any of these cards. So I've got this little friend. This card is my favorite. I don't know. I just think this is so cute. And it almost feels a little outside of my typical style, but like having that clear embossing powder on here, very simple coloring. And you can kind of see I improved the cloud a little with that Copic marker, the 0, by kind of blending it out a bit. And again, there are coordinating dies that I will also have linked below, but my fussy cutting, yeah, it's not so bad. And then this, look for opportunities where if you have a pattern paper with a scene and you stamp something on there, you might just have the perfect greeting card and all it needed was a stamp. I hope this inspires you to check out the Simon Says Stamp Card Kit. This is something that you can subscribe to and have it delivered every month. You can also purchase them individually while supplies last. Thanks so much for watching today. You can find links to all of the products listed below. I will have a complete list over on my blog as well, as the supply lists for card kits tend to get very long. So check out the blog post for that information. And I will see you back here with another card project soon. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love to have you become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the gray bell below the video so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a couple other videos that you might be interested in watching. Thanks so much and have a great day.